show. That's right. Welcome in. Welcome back to a Notre Dame enters new territory, new pressures, new stressors, new expectations on multiple fronts in 2025. It's a big deal. Let's talk about an edition of the Always Irish show. It's good to be back. The chain's back. I needed a break from the chain after the title game loss. I thought it was warranted. You're not allowed to be flashy and all that when you lose the title. We're a couple weeks from blue and gold, and it's time to bring it back. Turn the page to 25. Let's get this cranked up, all right? Feels good to have it back on. It's been months, but it was warranted. I couldn't justify the swag without the trophy. Anyways, thanks for being here. You can find the program on YouTube. Do hit subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps John out as well. Notifications on that way you don't miss nothing. Hit the bell and we'll treat you well. Twitter, search bar, Always Irish or Always Irish Inc. Emails, alwaysirishnD@gmail.com. Audio only, anywhere you want it. You can get it. Don't want to see my face. Nobody else does either. Too bad. Call-in lines. Glad to be back on that. People were asking if I was dead or I just quit or whatever. We're back in action, baby. 312-988-15. Dial it up. Tell Uncle Yanni all you've heard and seen. Notre Dame Fighting Irish brought to you by SI. Read all about it. Patreon.com/Always Irish with the former captain, the leading tackler, Mike Goolsby, and myself. Always Irish crew Friday night on Eddy Street, the Eddy Street bar crawl. We're going to be hanging out Saturday morning, the tailgate. Afterwards, everybody heads over to the linebacker lounge with the linebacker, and we're going to do a post-game show. You can't beat it. What a weekend in Notre Dame land. All right. It's good to be back. We're getting back into our old routine here. I had some time to think while I was gone, while I was away, while I was sitting at the Fort Lauderdale airport for 12 hours. I had a lot of time to think. Too much time. And I've been thinking about what's coming up for Notre Dame in 2025. And a couple key angles come to mind. Number one, I'm feeling this intense pressure that's on this program to show that last year's playoff run was not a one-off. It was not a little old lucky Notre Dame, everything falling their way one time. It was not, they had all their good players were there and now they're gone and they'll fall back. No. The pressure is now on this program and Marcus Freeman to show this was no stupid one-off. And that Notre Dame's going to be a mainstay and a problem in the playoff. Indiana, Boise, those are the one good year everything comes together, one-off territory. Notre Dame needs to be different. You got to back up 24 with another deep run. Show that this program is truly on a stable upward trajectory. And it isn't going to be herky-jerky instability, up, down, up, down. You got to show it. I need it. I got to see it. We talked about the critical importance of year 3 for Freeman, all the history there with Notre Dame coaches, and you had to make a run to prove this is going the right way, whatever. Now comes the box check. Now comes showing that you have stable staying power in this tournament. You lose some pieces on the field. You lose some administrative pieces in the recruiting office. You had some assistants come and go. You got to replace it all, and the machine moves along. That's the next mission. That's the next mission. I think there's a lot of people that are thinking, yeah, that was real cute, Notre Dame. You made a little run or whatever, and now they're waiting for you to fall back. Not so fast, my friend. No. So that's the big picture message around 25 is showing 24 was no damn fluke and that you're going to be heavily involved in that playoff every year. Pencil Notre Dame in. And the other part of that is there's a perceptual importance around the country as far as respect with this. And there's also a practical side of it, which is the more playoff games and environments you're in, the more comfortable you are as a program performing in them. And Notre Dame did a really good job on the first go around with that last year. But the more you're in those moments, the more comfortable you are coaching and playing and performing under those bright lights, it becomes more natural to you. And then there's just the obvious thing, and you got to be in it to win it, and more spins at the wheel. So that is the overarching narrative of 25. Here's the second part of this new territory. We've all heard of two-man quarterback races before. When's the last time you heard of a three-man race where there are literal good football arguments for all three players to get the starting nod? Everybody can think of two-man races at Notre Dame or anywhere else or whatever. That's not that uncommon. How often do you hear of a three-man race where there are good arguments for each guy to be the starter? I don't remember it. 3, not 2, 3. With Steve, you got the experience. He's done well when he's in limited duty. Loyal soldier who's respected. Mike brings up on Patreon often. Everybody knew Steve wasn't going to be the starter last year. He got votes to be a captain anyways. That tells you a lot about what all the other guys in that room think and feel about Steve Angeli. Everybody knew he wasn't going to be the starter. He got votes to be captain anyways last year. Very interesting. So with Steve, it's like low ceiling, high floor. You kind of know what you're going to get physically out of him. Older guy, you hope the decision-making would be better than maybe the younger guys just because there's more experience. I'm telling you, for this whole, like, in his camp is the experience thing. I still get nervous of him feeling pressure on that blind side or not feeling pressure and moving around in the pocket. He still struggles with that. And even in the limited time he's in these games, you feel like you're a half second away from a strip sack that he doesn't sense is coming. That causes me some anxiety. But with him, you have the experience angle, been around angle, respected in the locker room angle. With Carr, he was the crown jewel of that recruiting class. Football DNA, football family, Lloyd, the whole thing we all know. Lots of promise and lots of arm talent. And then with Kenny, he's just the best athlete, overall athlete of the three. The best runner of the three. And then you may argue between him and Carr who's got the better arm. But it's undeniable to me, just athletically, Kenny's the most athletic. I just don't remember seeing this before where you could make real legitimate arguments that make sense for all three guys to win the job. And I keep having people tell me, John, the staff and the team knows who they want and they know who the leader is and whatever. If you say so, if that's true that they all know, they're wasting a lot of valuable reps by dividing this all out and playing the old charade and the old get the competition game. Then you're not acting like everybody knows based on how spring's being run. And that leads me to predict August chaos, which I've been predicting ever since this season ended. And then you learned you were going to be very limited in spring with health and bodies and whatever. I think a lot of major decisions aren't going to be physically able to be made this spring. And the first couple weeks of August is going to be trial and error with the quarterback thing, with the offensive line moving. They're talking about, maybe we're moving pieces on the O-line or whatever. Yeah, you kind of in the spring, but you can't really do that till everybody's back healthy in August camp and Will Black gets in here. And I don't know how realistic it is or not that he's in the mix to start as a freshman off the street going to Miami. But according to the physical traits, I want to see that guy in there. So I just think you're going to have a lot of moving parts and chaos first couple weeks of August. And then you got to name starters at all these positions and get into Miami prep. This roster's just so physically limited this spring. I don't think you're going to get answers to the questions we want. It's always the next thing, and that's healthy. Last year, it was Freeman's got to show, make the tournament, try and make a run. Now it's you got to prove you're one of those top teams that has staying power in this tournament. And then this quarterback thing is just wild. Honest to God, good football arguments being made for all three of these guys. It's good and it's bad. You got to pick right. You either got to pick right or the right guy makes the pick for you. And it doesn't even need to be said. That would be the best scenario. The good news is, no matter how this all shakes out, both of my big issues here, how you're going to back up the 24 year and 25, what you're going to come with, that quarterback decision and all the ramifications of that, you're going to get answers early. The first half of this schedule next year is going to determine if Notre Dame's in the playoff or not. So you're going to find out a lot of these answers early, man. Those first two games are so important to how this is all going to go. So you're going to get your answers early once we start next year. But for now, this is new territory. Notre Dame becoming the playoff hunted, and everybody waiting to see if you're going to drop back and fall back or be able to maintain with the new quarterback and all these moving pieces. And then the quarterback dynamic alone. I remember a lot of two-man deals. I don't remember a lot of three-man deals where there's legitimate camps for each of these guys. It's going to be wild to see how it shakes out. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to check out the merchandise. The link is in the description. You can browse and carouse all the different Always Irish gear. Make sure you head over there and get something for the next tailgate. Thanks for being here.